Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons and Drams. Usually I've gotten better at ignoring them. That was it reminded me of Popeye, your face. I don't know why. Just something about the cheeks, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, hi, everybody. Welcome to Dungeons and Drams. This gentleman that I am commenting on is Ed. He is... he's a fantastic individual, as well as everybody else here who we have Jason, we have Clifton, who disappeared from the video for some reason, or maybe is using a different link. That's my own fault. I'll fix that. And then we have Adriana. So why don't we start off with Adriana? Well, actually, we're all going to be drinking the same thing tonight. So give me 5 seconds to fix this, because I want Clifton's wonderful what's going cheerful on? Face. There you are. Okay. You must have used a new link for the video. Doesn't matter. I fixed it. All right. So tonight we've got a little something similar to what we did a couple weeks ago with Ed, where we were all drinking the same thing from Ed's distillery. And tonight we are going to be drinking a sample from Flag Hill Distillery. This is a distillery out of Upper New Hampshire. I think it's Lee, New Hampshire. I actually went to an event there hosted by this guy, David, and they were celebrating the release of their 10-year bourbon. And so they invited me up, and it was like this whole gala thing. It was actually pretty awesome. So I was like, hey, you know what? I know some people who like some whiskey. Can you send out us some samples, and we'll all drink them on a stream? So here we are. But just to give you guys a couple, I'm going to just keep talking and not let you guys all get a word in, but that's what we're doing today. So
Fine.
Sorry. We stopped doing this for like 2 weeks, and then I get nervous, and then I just talk like a whole bunch. So I guess I don't know. Anyway, so the mash bill on this is 71% corn, 14% rye, 15% malted barley. Now, Ed, you had said something about liking that mash bill, and I'm curious if you would care to elaborate.
Oh, well, I think it's fun that you're seeing a lot of people do stuff with a higher malted barley content in bourbon. Mm-hmm. For so long, malted barley was just that 5% of the mash bill just there so you could mash, just to get the enzymes going. And I think when you start upping that quantity, I think, and kind of like Old Elk, I think, was one of the ones who really did it first. But once you start upping that quantity of that malt, you start to have that real effect on the flavor. And the rye is also, rye is there to give flavor too. That's there to be a flavoring grain. But I really like that, you've got that malted barley. People are kind of using that as a flavoring grain rather than just as a adjunct.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's funny how little of a difference it takes to make an impact on the flavor. Like normally it's like under 10%, and like you said, it's just for creating the mash, but like you increase it just a little bit and you detect it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It does not take a huge, it's not like it's a 36% malted barley or something. It's 15%, but it comes like you immediately smell it. At least I haven't tasted it yet.
I was gonna say it's one of those things that I tend to pick out on a nose like immediately if there's a good amount of malt in there, malted barley. And it's almost like it gives an extra weight to the whole thing. Similar to some rye can do that too.
I get the malt immediately, which is nice though.
The malt, it's nice, but it also has a lot of that sweetness from the corn here. More so on like the, I guess, second half of the smell. I don't know what you'd call that.
It's like a dark
nose finish.
Like really, the thing that hit me at first was just like how dark the nose was on it, but then like it does come back with that sweetness.
It's got a good amount of wood, but it is still sweet. You're right. Mm-hmm. Like it's got a good amount of bite, but it, kind of that woody, chewy. Mm-hmm. I guess you can't say chewy because we're smelling it, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
It smells chewy.
Yeah. One of the coolest things about why don't we all take a? Oh, I think you're on mute, Jason. Or
when it smells like it's going to be thick.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a good sign.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's all take a sip, and then I'll tell you guys a little something about this. So, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So
that's nice.
It's almost like a chocolate note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's desserty, like so much.
A lot of that maltiness really gives it. It reminds me a little bit of Driftless Glen out of Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, I could see
right.
that.
That little bit of like that maltiness with the little chocolate on the back end. It's not as citrusy, I'm getting, as Driftless Glen. This is coming off a little bit more of a of a sweet, like you guys said. It's a little bit sweeter up front that ends with the chocolate. It's really nice.
Like malted milk balls or Whoppers, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah, totally get that.
Yeah, actually, I like that. That's a good note.
Yeah.
I thought on the front especially that there's a fruity note, but it's not. You're right. It's not citrusy. It's kind of that like a dark black curranty, raspberry-y kind of. Thing.
For sure.
Yeah. I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys like this. One of the cool things about the party, so as soon as you walked in the door, they had 4 barrels out, and so this is all their own stuff. None of it's like MGP or sourced or anything like that. So their location is a vineyard as well as a distillery. So they also make wine. But when you walked in the door of the party, it was cool. They had 4 barrels out. One was their stuff at 2 years, and then one at 5, and one at 7, and one at 10. And so you got to actually sip through all of their stuff, kind of progressing. And I thought that was really interesting. I actually, believe it or not, I liked the 2 a lot, even though it tasted young. It would. But there was something about it, and I kind of don't remember the specifics, but I remember being like, this is going to be really good when it gets a little older. And then I think actually the 5 was my least favorite. And then the 7 was pretty good, and the 10 is the one that we're drinking now. Yeah. But I did ask the guy, I was like, where could people get this? And he's like, well, unless you live in New Hampshire, you really kind of can't. So, but, he's just happy to kind of have us talking about it. So Flag Hill. Also, one more quick little thing. So this guy, David, had been emailing me since 2019 to come up to the distillery because he wanted me to like come up there and film and just kind of hang out. He's like, you're close. You might as well. And so I finally had a free weekend when he actually invited me up, and I immediately jumped on it, and it was an awesome party. So my wife and I got a rare date together, and I got to show her that I'm, special. She doesn't think I'm special normally, so yeah.
You're special to us.
Oh, thank you, Clifton.
It's getting better and better, man. This is just opening up in the glass, and it to Ed's point, that red fruit note is really starting to ramp up here a little bit.
Yeah,
it's so unique and different. It's different from pretty much any bourbon I've drank lately.
Chocolate and raspberries,
I do love that it's all their own stuff. I'm personally just a little burnt out on trying new brands that are like, oh, this is MGP while we're making our, like, I'm just done with it.
Right.
Like, it's all good. MGP makes good stuff, but it's also not interesting to me. Unless they're doing something really unique. But it's fun to have something
like, I'm super impressed that it's 10 year.
Yeah,
this is 10 year. The one that we were sent was the 10 year.
Yeah.
I think
105 proof like
it doesn't even really feel like 10 years. I mean, I'm not getting like this giant amount of oak in it, but it's also it's got enough. I think when I was talking to Greg Metz from Old Elk, who is, he was the master distiller at MGP before, and he was following who did he follow? What's his name? Anyway, when he was on the channel, he was talking about how malt can really subtle and kind of bridge the gap between the oakiness and also soften up the harshness a little bit. So again, at the point, kind of not using it just so much as an enzyme to turn that sugar into alcohol, but also to soften the whole experience a little bit, so it's not so harsh. And I think that's what Old Elks does.
It's funny, when you first said like it doesn't taste super oaky, my first impression was, I bet that's because of the high malt, because it just feels like that's how it tastes, right? It feels like it's offsetting that. So that's cool.
Because Old Elk stuff has actually good age on it, but it doesn't ever really taste that way. And I think they actually have a higher malt content than this does. I think they're in the 20s with their malt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was weirdly high, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's pretty high from what I remember. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I also think once you've got corn aged enough, it just plays really well with malt, just in terms of the flavors that you get out of them. I think malt, initially malt doesn't have a lot of fruitiness, and it takes on a lot of fruitiness as it gets older. And corn starts with a lot of like underripe fruitiness, and then kind of comes down a little bit, and they sort of meet in the middle and make something really cool. And ooh, look at that.
You know what? I can't stand like young weeded bourbons. They just smell like a bowl of Wheaties cereal. I can't take it.
No, it's funny. It's funny that you say that. So I didn't I haven't opened them yet, but they also gave me, they did a rye, they did a single malt, And then they hooked me up. Like the dude hands me a bag of 6 bottles, just regular straight bourbon. And then I'm not sure what the age on that was. And then they have a weeded. This is of course, this is the last one I pulled out, but this is the one I was looking for. So I'm dying.
How old is the weeded?
Let's see. So year bottled, doesn't say. So probably not very, but it's 15% malted barley, 71% corn, 14% wheat.
So they just swapped the rye for the wheat.
Yeah, so it's not even very high wheat, but that'll be interesting.
This is pretty nice. This stuff, Flag Hill, good stuff.
And I
Are they only in New Hampshire?
Yes. So he did say that they're currently. I think that you guys have dealt with small distilleries enough that you probably get their woes of trying to be distributed, and really they're currently building a new warehouse and a new distillery so that they have like way more production value. So they're one of the ones that are doing well enough that they're now able to grow. So I think that probably in the next like 5 years we might see them around, but we'll have to see.
Getting like this thing's turned into like a what is that?
Yummy.
It's like an apple. It's like an apple cranberry candle.
Oh, I dig that.
On the taste or the nose?
Just the nose. The taste is very chocolatey, but on the nose, it's getting so like aromatic. It's really nice.
Yeah, I feel the nose. I thought you were talking about palate. I'm like, I didn't get that at all. But on the nose, I get,
I was like,
no, the nose is like a damn Yankee candle. It's kind of good.
Yeah. So I forget if I said
it's funny because at the beginning I was worried.
Yeah.
Like because I'm not a huge fan of like malt flavor. So like once you get into the higher percentages of malted barley, like me and Ad are basically just opposite people.
It's true.
He loves his rye. He loves that high malted barley. But like, and so like immediately that was the first thing I was getting on the nose was like the malted barley. I was like, shit, not sure how much I'm gonna love it. But actually, like I think they haven't gone too high, and it's doing exactly what y'all were saying about like kind of mellowing out the oak and just giving it this chocolate, and also like a mouthfeel effect where it's giving it sort of a creamy texture sort of thing. Like that's what's kind of coming off to me that's unique, and I'm digging it. I think it goes well with the chocolatey note. I don't know, I like it.
I wonder if that's partially from the barrel entry. It says their barrel entry proof is only 100, so
that's
this is
what I was
harder than that. So I wonder if that adds to that mouthfeel.
I think that's exactly what it is.
So you guys think
I also
it's
like the 100 proof because I do think you get so much like nice sweetness at that lower proof. It's pretty. I think that's a cool idea that a lot of people are going a little bit lower these days.
Yeah, I think a lot of you could look at a lot of the younger distilleries that started even a few years ago. When you talk about Wilderness Trail and Peerless, they all had the mindset to go in the barrel at a very, very low entry proof, like 104, 107, 108. I think actually Michter's is the lowest right now at 104, as far as like the bigger names. But yeah, going in at 100, that's pretty low.
Yeah.
So I could see why this has so much more sweetness to it. It's interesting.
The one thing I will say with going in at 100, and this is something I've run into with some source barrels, was if they start dropping in proof, then you've got a problem. Because if they go below 40, that's an issue.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
So I guess you got to really know like how your bourbon's aging before you can. Okay, we're gonna go in at 100.
Right.
You get a good amount of boost as it ages, especially in the hotter months.
So one last, actually 3 last things. Number one, Adriana, Bourbon Noob actually had a great. I know I have a list in my head. Bourbon Noob had a good question. What if Knob Creek made a malted whiskey for you?
They make rye, and I don't like rye, so I don't like their rye. Except in whiskey.
Jim Beam does make a malt. It's called Claremont Steep, and it's fucking terrible.
Oh yeah, it's good. Have you had it, Adriana? I like it.
That was interesting. That's always a fun thing to see.
For a young American single malt, I like it. But
I know, but I that's my point. It shouldn't be young. You have so many good producers making aged single malt, and also Jim Beam picked the 2 most boring malts on the place of on the planet to make their malt. I mean, everyone's using these really cool malts and like using. I mean, I don't know.
Everybody has their forte, okay? Everybody's got their strain. Jim Beam's is Knob Creek bourbon, obviously.
Obviously, it's Knob Creek bourbon. Their malts. Listen, their malt's a good base, but it needs time to age. I just felt like they rushed it out too much. It's too young. You gotta age malt.
You're saying stay in your lane.
That's why we don't see. That's why we don't see anything out of Scotland for less than 10 years old unless it's peated.
Mm.
I mean, I hated Claremont Steep. I'm like, there are a lot of really good whiskeys, young single malt, American single malts that are on the market, and Jim Beam makes this one, and people will run to that one because they think it's good because it's made by a big name, and that's going to take a lot of spotlight away from these smaller ones that are absolutely kicking ass in the American single malt realm. So, like this might be the best one that I've had. This is McCarthy's out of Oregon.
Oh yeah,
I love that you just had that
I've heard of that one.
reach. Yeah. Like you're not even in your studio, and you're just like, oh no, it's right. It's within reach.
No, I have bottles all around me at all times. Just saying. No, this.
He has instead of the Jedi Force, it's just with bourbon. It's just with whiskey though.
This is absolute incredible American single malt. This is the single malt along with Cedar Ridge.
Yeah,
Cedar Ridge makes a port finished, a sherry finished American single malt. Those are the single malts people should aspire to.
Mm-hmm.
Claremont Steep needs a few more years in the cask.
Yeah,
I'm a little biased though. I'm a Jim Beam fanboy, so
yeah,
I was excited. But I get the point, Jason. I 100% agree.
But did it taste like Jim Beam to you? Did it have a beaminess to you?
Listen, I tried it side by side with the Yellowstone single malt that came out, which was sourced from MGP.
Which is also MGP.
It blew the Yellowstone away from me because the Yellowstone was young, just really tannic and gross. So I think comparatively, that's why I gravitated towards it. But I don't know. I still think it's good, but I agree with you that it's overshadowing some of the smaller brands. I saw that bottle in the store literally on Friday. Didn't pick it up because I'm like, I know nothing about that. But now I think you convinced me not to go back to this one.
Well, it's also most of it's peated. I don't know if you like peated. Oh no, you like Ardbeg.
I love peated. Yeah, no, it was that exact bottle. That's a single barrel, right?
That's my.
We got to play D&D at some point.
I know.
Oh yeah. All right, guys.
Speaking of single malts, keep an eye out for. Just a preview for anyone watching. Keep an eye out for a Salty Dog single malt in January, possibly a sourced one. But I think I've figured out how to recreate Texas funk in Wisconsin under very specific conditions.
If you pull that off, that'll get you guys some attention. So,
but is it sourced from Texas?
It is not. That's the ironic thing.
Okay. Yeah, I assumed you wouldn't have said that if that was.
Sourced from Wisconsin.
It's actually sourced from the North Pole, so
I made it taste like Texas. Oh yeah, where's it from? Texas.
It doesn't actually. I won't say it tastes like Texas. I think it's as close as I can get to Texas in Wisconsin. Like, let's make that very clear.
Well, that'll be interesting. All right, so let's unfortunately stop talking about the whiskey because I haven't put out a video in like 2 weeks, so I'm actually a little antsy to talk about whiskey, but that's okay. All right, Clifton, do you want to go over our patrons real quick?
Sure, of course.
Cool.
Big shout out to our patrons, Mike, Martin, David, James, EJ, and Steve. Thank you all. I see some of you in the chat today. Thank you all for making this possible. If you guys want to support the channel, you can go to patreon.com/Dungeons and Drams. Get access to some exclusive behind the scenes stuff and things that Bill will not show us.
Awesome. And also, because we were recently monetized, we also have channel memberships. So those of you that show up in the chat every week, if you want to have like some emojis and have that whole thing going on, join as a member. Don't want to commit to the Patreon.
We were monetized?
Yeah. We've made a grand total of like $10 so far.
Yay!
Super chats. What are we gonna do for super chats? We need a thing to do for super chats.
so throwing this out to anybody who's listening in the future or whatever. So I have a concept that I'm working with, and I haven't found a way to make it not overpowered yet. The idea is banes and boons, right? So if you super chat, you could pick either a bane or a boon, and if maybe at a certain amount, you could pick who gets that bane or boon. But I'm a little worried about people getting picked on too, so I'm not sure. Like this is where it's still an idea in the making, but that will be coming for sure. And based off what you give, maybe it gives somebody a potion or a magic item, or make snakes appear out of somewhere. All these things could certainly happen. We'll equate it to wild magic, it just
Bill, in the meantime, what if if we get any super chats, it allows us to roll advantage on the next roll?
I like that. I think that's perfect. Yes,
that's good.
So I think that's perfect. So if anybody would like to donate, then that person will get an extra risky whiskey to be used.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Awesome. Yep. Mike actually has a good idea. Basically, converting Bane and Boon to advantage or disadvantage. You could make somebody roll
I guess
with.
they could also say disadvantages. They really want us to fail.
But I like the idea though. If they pay enough money, snakes pop out of somewhere. I like that idea.
Sure. out of Agnomeio's hat. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, everybody. So let's. I don't even know where I am anymore. I have so many windows open. We've been talking for so long. All right. So let's go to the recap because it has been a couple of weeks since we played. So. When last we saw Snortimer's soldiers, Alessio woke before the rest of the group. He decided to investigate the lowest deck of the ship, looking for whatever made him feel uneasy during the day before his training. He discovered some strange scratches on the floor and began looking through the crates. Doing so revealed a stowaway cranium rat, which jumped out and bit at him. Reacting quickly, Alessio put the rat to sleep and went up to the galley to show the rest of the group. Meanwhile, Knobolas was asleep and dreaming of his patron, Sulgradan. Knobolas envisioned himself around a table with the souls of those that he had converted over to Sulgradan's service. Kuto, the short-lived chieftain for the Mistscales, Alicia, the recently widowed wife of Ragnar, and the flickering presence of Seraphina, the tiefling sorceress, seemingly not fully committed to Sulgradan's service. Knobolas also learned that there was one seat at the table remaining, but it must be occupied by the soul of a child. Agnomeio, Knobolas, and TaLin all rose from their sleep and headed to the mess hall where they met up with Alessio and Captain Magnus Stormrider. They learned that the Griffin Riders had made it to Erngorzuk and assisted with the escape of the dwarves. However, there were many losses during that escape, including a few Griffin Riders. They devised a plan where Alessio stayed with the captain, TaLin brought the sleeping rat down to Alaric where they could do experiments on it, and Agnomeio and Knobolas could go down to the bottom of the ship to see what else may be down there. At the last minute, Roland was sent down to join them. Several more rats were discovered, and in the darkness, Roland was attacked by an unseen foe and instantly knocked unconscious. Agnomeio drew his Ember Edge, ready to fight, but Knobolas cast invisibility on himself and Agnomeio. They both retreated, and we rejoin our group as Knobolas and Agnomeio are heading up the stairs. Right. So I'm going to take you all now to the 5th floor of the Jewel in the Mountain Crown, which is a skyship, where Agnomeio, Knobolas, Booker, and Lil Grizz are all making their escape. That was a lot of stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd forgotten a good chunk of that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Right now when you said Booker, I'm like, oh, that's right. I sent Booker with them.
It's funny. Every week when I rewrite these recaps, I'm like, geez, we cover a lot of stuff in like an hour and a half. Agnomeio and Knobolas, you guys are still invisible at the moment, and you are on the 5th floor, which this is a floor that you have not really visited yet. This is completely filled with the blue and orange flowers and plants that help to both levitate and move the ship through the sky.
All right. So, and then we're the only ones here, except for, you can see that lady over there, hey?
Yeah, so the only other person down here is Felicity Gearspark. She's the pink-haired gnome that she's kind of in charge of driving the ship usually. Not like in the way of piloting it like TaLin Windrider, but she helps to actually like navigate.
Okay, well.
Well, we're still invisible, right?
So you're still invisible at the moment, yes.
What do you? I'm gonna look to Agnomeio and say, what do we do?
We need backup, and then we need to go save Roland's dumbass.
I thought he was dead.
I know, he's just knocked out. We're going back for him.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure he's just knocked out.
So
Okay.
what you saw,
find
I used the term incapacitated because you did not confirm whether he was or was not dead. What you saw was him bleeding from, I believe, both the nose and the ear. And I think you had also rolled an Arcana check to determine that he had probably been hit by some sort of a psychic attack.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we gotta... There is evil beneath the decks. We must get help and vanquish it. So,
if you insist.
You insist.
Just
all right. Well, I think I'll do respect to Felicity. I think she's not the one to be helping us take care of the primordial brain-eating evil that exists on this ship. So I'm gonna run up the stairs. Can I Can I willingly drop invisibility?
You can.
Do I have to like punch myself or something?
You can absolutely willingly drop
Yes.
invisibility, but before you do, what you see, somebody's coming down the stairs from above you. You hear like clomp clomp, kind of heavy foot like boots on the stairs above you, coming down from probably 2 flights above you at the moment.
Oh.
I would kind of like to duck like back and just kind of like cover so I'm not going to be in their way if they come down.
Yeah, that is fair. I'll take a step back.
So
So
is Booker's not invisible, neither is Little Grizz, right?
Correct. And actually, because you've brought it up, so Booker has noticed the noise, and you see him. He's looking up the stairs. He doesn't seem to be alarmed, but he's definitely paying attention. Like, he's not growling or anything.
Okay.
Okay.
I still want to duck.
Footsteps
and, like,
are getting
hide.
closer. They feel like
I'm
they're
gonna
probably
hide,
on the
like-
floor right above you.
Okay, well, I want to peek and see who it is.
Yeah.
Who's there? Who's there?
All right. Coming down the stairs, you Roland Stormwind. And he's heading down with a purpose. He's just kind of, oh, this is going to be wonderful. I'm going to go help my friends with the rat infestation. I'll look like a hero.
I'm going to follow him.
What the fuck? Yeah.
All right. And you see him disappear down to the lowest deck. Are you both following him?
I'm going to follow him, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So he's going back down to where we just were, the lower deck.
Correct. Yes, he's coming
Wait,
from.
but he started. Wait a
Okay,
minute.
so Knobolas, I think I'm going to go peek after him, but you need to go get the rest of the crew. Because we gotta exercise this ship.
What is that? Is somebody there?
I whispered to Knobolas, go get the rest of the crew. I want to see what Roland's doing.
Must be the wind.
Come up here, but his body's down there. I'm so confused. I'll go get them.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no
Does-
fucking idea.
Does Booker, like, does the smell and everything seem familiar to Booker? Is Booker weirded out?
So, based off what you guys had kind of been saying, I made some assumptions that you were also hiding Booker and Little Grizz a little bit. Like, unless you tell me otherwise, they would not have been spotted by Roland on his way down.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not there.
So
No,
Knob-
I'd rather not be spotted because the real Roland saw Booker down there. I don't want to get weird.
Yeah, it's all, yeah.
So
Yeah.
so Roland goes down to the bottom deck. So he is now officially down there, and you hear his voice down on the lower deck. Knobolas, Agnomeio, where are you? I thought you were down here.
You still gonna go get him?
I'm
Do you
gonna
want me to
follow
go
him.
up there?
I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna keep an eye on Roland for a second.
Okay. I'm gonna go upstairs.
All right. Knobolas and Agnomeio, I'd like you both just to roll a d20 for me. Let's see who we follow first. Well,
Oh boy, I'm using up my nat 20s for these.
yeah, right.
Great. Now's the time.
Wow, those are both good rolls. All right, so we're gonna follow Agnomeio first. So, Knobolas, tell me, are you heading up to the top deck to let people know? Is that your goal, or to the living quarters?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll assume that you get up there by the time we come back to you. All right, so
Okay.
let's go down to the lower deck. All right. So at the moment we have Roland. Let me drag him on here. All right, so Roland is kind of feeling around in the dark. You could see that he actually, those of you watching at home can't see anything because Roland doesn't have vision, but that's okay. Roland is feeling around in the dark. It is very, very dark down here, and if you remember, Roland being a human, he doesn't really have any night vision whatsoever. So he's kind of feeling around. You hear him walking into boxes. Oh, oof. Get out of my way. And you hear him like try to push a box, but it doesn't move. You're behind him, Agnomeio. What are you doing?
Well,
Trip him. Sorry. Okay.
I think I want to pull out my sword first of all because I don't trust this guy.
Hey,
Sure.
oh.
Oh, I'm not doing no murders yet. We'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
But I don't trust him, and I want to get up, not right near him, but he's just wandering around. He's not doing anything else. He's just bumping into boxes.
Basically, yeah, like he's kind of trying to find you guys. Every now and then he's calling out, Agnomeio, Knobolas, where are you? It's me, Roland. I'm here to help.
All right. I want to drop invisibility, and where can I see him right now? I know it's dark down here. Do I know where he is?
Yes. So he is directly in front of you.
Okay.
Kind of like right there.
Got it. I can't see myself right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure how to fix that, so we're just gonna kind of.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So you're right there, and he's. It didn't work. That's fine.
I wanna drop my invisibility. I wanna have my sword ready, and I want to be Roland, shut up, Roland, turn around.
All right, and
I wanna. I'm just gonna have my sword out. And I'm like, all right, Roland, take off your sword and kick it over to me.
Spooky voice. Is that? I recognize.
Oh yeah, I lost the invisibility. Losing invisibility.
Oh, okay. He turns around and you have your sword out, right? So it's presumably on fire.
Yeah, a little bit. I guess. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
Fire,
but yeah. All right. So you are emanating a slight glow, due to the light of your sword. So let's just do that. All right. So you've got a little bit of a glow. You are no longer invisible. Cool. And Roland looks very surprised. He actually turns around. He goes, Agnomeio, why? How did you get behind me? I secured that area over there as I came down. Where is Knobolas? Is Knobolas okay?
Right now, you're not going to ask me questions. I need you to put your sword on the deck and kick it over to me.
Oh, okay. Can we? Okay, sure. And he puts his sword on the deck, but he doesn't kick it over to you. He says, I'll stand on it, so you know I can't pick it up. I'm confused, and I'd rather not be unarmed, so I'm just gonna put my foot on top of it. But tell me what's. And he's like looking behind it. Is there danger? Should I hide bravely behind you?
Yes, we are in definite danger. But before you get anywhere near me, how did you get back up on the upper decks?
I
saw your body down here.
My body? I mean, he looks down at himself. I was just sent here by Magnus. I came down the stairs after you. You've only been down here a couple of minutes.
No, we came down here before, all three of us. And you were attacked. How did you get up? How did you get back up there?
I have not been down here yet today. You're very confusing. Are you feeling well? I know that you haven't been sleeping. Are you sure you weren't dreaming?
I'm going to push him off the sword. I'm grabbing his sword. I'm like, all right. Up the stairs. You first. I'm going to move behind him.
Okay. It looks like our job here is done. We shall arise to the top floor victorious, and these rats shall never bother the jewel again. All right, cool. So,
yeah.
So you're heading up to the.
Yeah.
I thought we killed this guy. What the hell?
All right, so we're gonna go up to the living quarters. So Agnomeio and Roland will join shortly, but for the moment, we're gonna have. Everybody else. So TaLin, actually, you tell me. Would you have headed back up at some point, or do you think you're still down in the lab?
I think I'm still in the lab.
Okay, it's up to you. There's been a little bit of time passed, so it's kind of whatever you'd like.
Like 20 minutes or like 2 hours?
Probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm probably still in the lab.
Okay. All right. So you are not here yet. So. I'm just adding all of these people. So we've got Booker, Knobolas, Lil Grizz. You guys have entered into the Galley, where Alessio and Magnus have still been chatting. All right, what are you doing, Knobolas?
Oh, I don't see that on my screen. Or just roll.
Did I? It would help if I brought you guys to the right screen.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a lot going on here.
All good.
Yeah, and I've decided to make my job harder by putting up these awesome little animated images of the characters I'm portraying. So if you're watching at home, you should look for that. It's pretty cool.
Before I step into the room, can I make myself visible again? I know you realize that you already done that, but can I do that?
Absolutely. Okay. Sorry, I should have probably asked, but yep, you are good to go. You are visible, and you've walked into the galley, and Magnus immediately looks up, and he's surprised. He says, that was quick. What news do you have of the lower decks? Were there any more rats down there?
Did you guys happen to see Roland just run by here?
Run by? No, Roland doesn't really run too many places. It says it messes his hair up. But I did send him down to go assist you. Did he never
About how long ago was that?
Probably only a couple of minutes ago.
Okay, we got something's going on this ship. Can I confide in you both?
Oh, it's my ship. If you don't, that's a problem. Sorry, I'm kind of combining both voices, as is typical of me. I am Magnus Stormrider. Yeah, sorry.
Oh god. No.
Anyway, so he says, yeah, basically yes.
So I'm just telling that Agnomeio and I were down in the lower levels with Roland several minutes ago, and we were investigating, and he was just going rogue and exploring his own things, and we saw be attacked by something, and we saw his seemingly lifeless body down there. And when we came back up for help, we came across him again, and he was heading back down there. So I don't know if someone is mimicking him or someone is, or I don't know which one's the real Roland, but some freaky shit's going on your ship, sir.
Sir.
There's some freaky shit going on, sir.
For good measure.
I love it.
It sounds like we need to. That's his voice. All right, cool. Sorry. It sounds like we need to go talk to Seraphina and get her over here. We might need her magic to figure out what's happening here. Alessio, Knobolas, could you go get Seraphina out of her room? She's just on the other side of the stairs. I'll stay here. I'll tell Talia and Dr. Talia Everhart. I have too many Talias.
Talins, Talias, Talins.
I know, Talons. What was I thinking?
Before I leave, can I do some kind of read on him? I don't like how easily he just accepted that as truth. Can I look
Sure.
to see if he seems genuine or?
Go ahead and roll insight.
As I look into your face.
I don't like how he's trying to get rid of us so quickly. Oh no!
You have no insight.
No.
Just for the heck of it. Because let's see. Oh, I almost rolled a natural 1 too. It was so anyway. he appears to be fine. He looks a little concerned, but more so confused. It's still fairly early. He had just heard about the griffins. He's got a lot on his mind already, and it's still early. Although I guess it's 10:30, so whatever. He seems fine.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go get let's go wake her.
All right. So you guys want to head kind of to the right out this door here. Magnus is going to go and talk to Talia and a couple of other people to kind of let people know that something's going on.
Am I going with Knobolas too?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So Talia's door is here. Now, the last that you had heard, Talia was kind of fighting a really big headache. She had not been feeling well. She had retreated back to her room, and she had told you guys, she said, nobody bother me.
All right. I'm going to knock.
All right. You knock. You hear a voice inside. I'm going to try to... Oh, let me see. I'm going to try to do this here. She kind of sounds like... Go away!
Oh God!
She's gotten a bit worse, hasn't she? I want to go.
Leave me. Leave me.
She doesn't sound right.
Should we, bust this door down? See what's going on?
Yeah, let's bust the door down. She does not sound right. So she sounds like she's bewitched or something.
All right, get your sword ready, or. I mean, you might be the first one to go in there. I don't have.
I see how it is, Knobolas. Okay.
No, I don't have any. All of my weapons are ranged.
Sounds like a snake.
Operation Hide Behind Alessio.
Hide bravely behind Alessio.
Yeah. I'm bravely behind Alessio.
I slowly unbutton my shirt and expose my.
All right. So
All right,
are you trying to kick the door down, or are you trying to open it, or are you trying to unlock? What are you trying to do?
No, I'm kicking it down because I feel like she doesn't sound well, so I'm kicking it down.
All right. Make a strength check for me.
Strength check. I'm so stood on.
I'm glad this wasn't me. I would have never gotten through that door.
10.
A 10. So luckily for you, this is a wooden door, because a 10 is basically to break down a wooden door. So it does take you a couple of kicks, and you notice that the door is locked. It's definitely like not only locked, but there's a secondary lock on the inside. However, you do manage to kick it down, and when you do, inside the room, you see Seraphina. She is levitating above the ground, several feet, her head almost touching the ceiling. There are multiple sources of flame beneath her that seem to be engulfing her whole room, but not actually burning anything. She's essentially engulfed in flame without burning. And she looks at you, and her eyes are bright red, and they're flickering both red and purple. And she says, "Leave me. Disappear. Leave me alone."
I think we should, leave her be.
Wait a second. Wasn't this was Talia's room?
This is Seraphina, the sorceress.
Yeah, I think you said Talia earlier, Bill. I was a little confused too.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah, I think you said Talia earlier, and I was just like, wait.
Well, no, Magnus was going to go talk to Talia. He was going to... Either way, okay. Magnus is letting the rest of the crew know that something's going on, and he asked you guys to go get Seraphina because she's the magic user.
All right, so since the room is engulfed in flame, I draw my beautiful sword, which is the ice sword. What the hell's the name of it?
Rhymegeist's Glacial Sting. You could just call it Glacial Sting.
Glacial Sting.
Yes. Rhymegeist is the name of the elemental, so it's his Glacial Sting.
Yeah. You gotta say the whole thing. It's like a tribe.
Beetlejuice.
Pimp named Slick Back. Sorry.
I'm looking at why am I looking at my inventory? Nothing's coming up that's in it. Everything says 0. What the hell?
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, never mind. I got it. There was a search. I had 2 letters in the search. I don't know what that was for.
That works.
Wait,
all right, so I actually,
yeah,
I actually take a whatchamacallit. I take the blade out.
Yep.
Which causes the cold aura. So now it says I can extinguish non-magical flames. I don't know if this is non-magical or not, but I guess I'm doing it as a test just to see what's happening.
So you take out the Glacial Sting, and you do see the flames flicker, but they actually almost come back stronger. It's like whoosh. And you don't...
I think I'd like to grab his arm, and I just want to try to get out of the situation.
No, I'm just... Well, as you're pulling me back, I just kind of yell up to Seraphina. I'm like, what are you doing?
And she looks down at you, and sorry, I was trying to put on some cool music called Gateway to Hell.
That's some Metallica copyrighted.
Right. There we go. All right, so anyway, so she looks down at you, and she says, what is... So you said, what are you doing, is what you said?
I said, what's... So I look up and I say, what's happening? Why are you setting the ship on fire?
The ship is not on fire. I am on fire. These flames are part of me. They do not burn the ship. But
do you have control of them? Are you controlling the flames?
Yes.
Oh, neat.
Now leave me. And you see she holds her hand out and the door closes.
Oh, okay.
I say we keep going upstairs. Like now there's some real shit going on in this ship. Let's just get with our crew. I don't like handling this on our own. I also am a bit worried about Agnomeio because we left him downstairs.
I was just about to say, so as you guys are backing away from the door, both Agnomeio and Roland kind of come traipsing up. Roland in front of you, Agnomeio, presumably you're kind of keeping him ahead of you and pushing him ahead.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, every once in a while I just poke him a little. Like.
I kind of yell at Agnomeio. Agnomeio, come here.
What is it, my brother?
Seraphina. Seraphina's in this room. She's covered in flames, but she's not burning. And either's the ship. I think the flames are within her. She's controlling them. But I sense she doesn't actually have control.
Oi. When it rains, it pours. Because I just found this guy dead, but not dead. So this guy over here, he may be a clone. Also, there's some sort of primordial brain-eating evil in the basement.
What the hell is happening on this ship? I think we're...
I am no clone. I am the real. I am real deal Roland. That's actually what they called me back in middle school. Real deal Roland.
So if I stab you in the neck, you'll bleed?
Really, really, yes.
It will hurt.
That's the best answer ever. Really, really, yes.
Real
we
deal.
need to get with the rest of the crew. We need to get with everybody right now. Seraphina, whatever fire stuff she's on has to wait. We need to figure out the evil brain chipmunks.
All right, let's go back downstairs then.
No,
we,
we
like,
gotta.
The
I
ships
think we
have
need
like
to
some kind of alarm system.
Well,
Like
I
a
was just like,
bell?
can we not does anyone have any chains? Like this Roland guy, like we can't just let him just roam freely. Like
No, he'll stay with us. Let's just,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just gonna
for
keep
change.
poking him. I'll just keep.
yeah, let's just bring him with us. Are we going to Magnus? Where are we going?
Yeah, let's
Well,
find
Magnus-
Magnus and TaLin.
All right, yeah.
well,
let's
Magnus
find
already
Magnus and
knows. By the way, we told Magnus about the clone situation.
Okay, cool. Well, we got to get all together with TaLin.
Well, we gotta ask Magnus if this is a thing that Seraphina does. We don't know exactly what that is.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe this is some freaky illusory stuff.
Yeah, maybe she's
It's just her time of the month, okay? Like,
yeah.
chill.
She's having a bad day.
Give her some chocolate and leave her be. Fuck.
I slide some Godiva nuggets right under the door. Of course, they're all melted because it's fire in there.
Right.
They're a little extra crispy. That's fine. All right. So what do you guys do? You're heading to the galley again, or?
Yeah, we're going to ask Magnus what the hell's going on with Seraphina.
Sure. All right. So you all. Oh, go ahead. So yeah, if you'd like to, TaLin.
Talon
at this
hears
point,
like all these like footsteps up and down all over the place. I feel like she'd be curious about what the hell's going on.
Sure. All right. So
And
this.
Alaric's pretty much useless anyway, so she's gonna come out and.
So TaLin,
See what's going on.
you come up. Are you taking the rat with you, or are you just leaving it down in there? I'm trying to picture whether you have a rat in your hand or not.
No, I left it with Alaric. Alaric
Perfect.
thinks he can figure something out. I have my doubts.
Excellent.
But-
All right, so you come up the stairs and you see everybody, and there you are.
All right.
Is Booker with you?
We got
Booker's
the crew
still in the
back
mess hall.
together.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the mess hall. We gotta come up with a plan. We gotta.
Yeah.
We have to explain to TaLin what's going on. Can we give it the lowdown, like without
Yeah.
having to repeat yourselves?
TaLin, nice to see you again. Any luck with that rat?
Hey, shut up.
I'm shutting up now. So,
Guys, what the hell is going on? Y'all are just running all over the place. Like, what is happening? in
Real
out
quick,
here?
Roland might be a clone. Brain-eating squirrels have taken over the hold. Seraphina is having some sort of meltdown. We don't know if it's all connected.
so you all walk
Check.
in. You all walk into the mess hall, and you see Seraphina. She's standing in the corner of the mess hall, and she looks at you guys, and she says,
No.
"Hey, good morning. Thanks for that wine last night, Knobolas. I appreciate that."
What?
I am just
turns
over
to
here
y'all
just
like, wait.
praying furiously, just like no.
Didn't you just say she was having a meltdown? Like, is somebody having hallucinations?
No,
Could
she
y'all be
was
having
literally-
some kind of shared
she was in her
hallucination?
room- She was literally in her room, possessed and on fire. It was some exorcist shit, TaLin.
If it were just one of us, I would think we're crazy. But all three of us have seen
Hold
something
on.
happen. Something going on.
Let me go over to Seraphina.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the mess hall?
About I don't know, maybe a minute and a half. I just came from the back deck. I was over talking with Alicia.
You weren't just in your room a couple minutes ago?
No, I left my room pretty early this morning. I felt bad about taking some time off yesterday, so I went up to help out TaLin.
So let me get this straight. You were on the back deck a couple minutes ago.
Yes.
You were not in your room. Seraphina,
no. Were you in my room?
Can you control fire?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw me on the tram. I used I think a fireball and probably some firebolts.
Listen,
fire's not very hard.
You're pretty well versed in magic, correct, Seraphina?
I mean, it comes to me pretty natural. I'm not a study kind of person like a wizard. I'm more of a naturally talented.
Can Knobolas sneak out the door while this conversation's happening?
Sure. Where are you
I
going?
kind of want to make my way back to her room.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Listen, Seraphina, not to alarm you. We were just in your room. Not in your room, but we heard a commotion outside of your room.
Okay.
I kicked down the door, and you were floating in the air, and the room was on fire. It wasn't on fire, but you were controlling the fire. It seemed you and the fire were one, and you just told me to get out and leave. Do you have a... what's happening?
Also, we think Roland is some sort of hideous mimic.
Yeah.
I give him a good poke just for good measure.
I might stab him in the neck to find out, but we'll find that out later.
I'd prefer you don't. Again, I leak from there.
We saw him die in the basement to a bunch of brain groundhogs.
Ah, glorious death.
Shut up.
Okay, shutting up. So,
Seraphina, has anything ever happened like this?
So you're saying I was controlling fire? I mean, like I said, I control fire, but let's go check out my room. Maybe there's something going on there.
Well, yeah. All right, why don't you lead the way?
Sure. So she kind of pushes past everybody and pushes past you, Knobolas. And let me just kind of, drag everybody over. So she goes to the door and she says, if something is happening, I'd feel better if, I mean, those of you that are armed, maybe take out your weapons just in case something's going on. And she kind of gets over near the door and she stands to the side of it, kind of about to open it, leaving, so she's not standing in the doorway. And she opens the door, and her room looks totally fine. No scorch marks, no fire, no nothing. There's nobody in there. In fact, her bed is made. Everything looks tidy.
Well, Seraphina, that's the point. When I walked in, you were floating in the air. There were flames, but like I said, nothing was on fire. The flames were just around, like you were controlling them.
Who all went downstairs and was involved in the fight that saw Roland attacked by cranium rats or whatever?
It was me and Knobolas.
Booker was there too. If you want to do a little animal talking there too. If you don't trust us human or us creatures.
Well, no, I'm just trying to figure out if the three of y'all could have been put under some sort of spell or hallucination or something. That's a shared thing.
But Alessio wasn't with it, and he saw.
But Alessio wasn't there.
Yeah.
But Alessio saw the rats earlier.
Is someone
Is there
messing
anybody
with
who
our mind?
didn't handle a rat that hasn't had a hallucination?
Well, Knobolas didn't handle the rat, and he saw it too.
What rat? What are we talking?
Well, you were just Knobolas was down in the
I
fight.
don't know what y'all are talking about. I mean, the character doesn't know.
That's what I mean. You didn't. That's what I mean. You didn't touch it, so you wouldn't have been. You wouldn't have been.
We went down to the basement of a ship, whatever that's called.
Well, the common thing here is we saw something attack Roland downstairs, and we didn't see who or what it was.
I just look at everybody, and I just look. Something is fucking crazy going on in the basement. We need to get everybody out of there. Something is freaky in the basement.
We need to get our whole crew together so that way we know where everyone's at all times and who everyone is at all times.
And then
something on this ship is messing with all of us, I think, because everybody this morning was bitching about bad sleep and stuff.
The ship is bewitched, or there's something on the ship bewitching us. I'm telling you, it's happening.
I think we need to get holy water, an old priest, a young priest, more holy water, and then as much fire as we can.
An old priest, a young priest.
What are the age parameters for these priests?
A difference of at least 15 years, I'll say. You know, depending on the species.
Yeah.
Let's just go find Magnus. We need to tell him what's going on.
All right.
Can Knobolas and Seraphina hang back just a little bit as we all run?
No, stay together.
No, not.
We gotta stay together.
Not far back. Just
stop trying to bang everybody, Knobolas. We're in an emergency.
Stop thinking with your nipples, as usual.
So because I doubt that you would say, hey, can we hang back? Like, if you were trying to hang back, it feels like your compatriots here would probably be noticing you trailing behind. So it's up to you, if that's what you want to try to do.
I just want to have a private moment to talk to her for a second.
I mean, you
No
guys...
talk, only action.
All right.
Where did Magnus go?
If they don't want it to happen, it won't happen. I'll go with everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Magnus is presumably to the west of the ship, like to the left of the ship, towards the aft of the ship. I guess I can do that because you're on a ship.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So at least that was the way that he headed. Now, Alessio, I'm gonna go solo here for a second. So you hear in your head, just making sure nobody was gonna jump in and be like, I can hear you. All right. So you hear a voice in your head.
Hey, we can hear you.
You can.
We hear you, but we lost it.
Oh, that's weird. All right, hold on.
Sorry, I shouldn't have spoiled.
I'm glad you said something, because if I don't know why I couldn't talk to just Alessio. I click solo talk.
Oh, yeah, no, I still hear you. Sorry.
Well, you hear me now. Can you hear me now?
Nope.
You
You're
can't.
good. We don't
Okay. Oh, okay.
Can't hear you.
All right. Okay, Alessio. So, you hear a voice in your head, and it's kind of got this echo to it. It's a bit deep, and it goes, Alessio's past, a family torn apart. Shadows and secrets and shadows haunt his heart. All right.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish Knobolas, I mean, like Clifton and I could talk while y'all are chatting. It's so awkward
overlap.
pretending like
No, I totally get it.
we're not.
As long as you can't hear what I say, then I think it's okay. All right, because the audience can hear
No,
me too,
okay.
which is great.
But I knew
So,
you could.
Yep. Okay, so you guys are making your way to go find Magnus. So I'll just kind of drag you all over there, make life easy. Let's just go into the galley. He'll be back in the galley. It's kind of an easy place to gather. All right, so Magnus and Talia are in the galley. Booker and Lil Grizz. Booker runs up to you, TaLin. Happy to see you again. Lil Grizz runs over to Agnomeio, kind of copying his thing. Lil Grizz jumps up on the table, and you see he kind of goes like that when he sees everybody. And he's very excited. All right, so what are you doing?
That's so cute. Are we not running into the galley looking for Magnus?
So everybody's in the galley.
We just ran past him. He's here.
Yeah, I put you there. All right.
Where is he?
Stop moving. Yeah, I got you.
Oh. All right.
All right, so Magnus says,
See him now.
all right, report. What'd you learn? Seraphina, I see you. Are you feeling better? Hopefully. We might have a problem on board. I need you at your top.
Okay.
Sorry,
Go on,
I'm talking to myself. I kind of forgot about that.
I was going to say, yeah, we don't play Seraphina.
I'm like, why is nobody
he waited
talking?
on us.
Sorry, D&D's hard. So Seraphina says, yeah, no, I'm feeling very well rested. I got all my magic. I can do anything that you need, sir. What do you need? Well, it seems
Hold on,
that
just a moment.
Okay.
Interrupt.
Sure, just interrupt the captain on his own ship. Go ahead, Knobolas.
I meant to interrupt her.
No, don't let me interrupt you. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Anyways, you know the situation.
Hey,
we explained
everybody, listen to
earlier
Knobolas. He's talking.
I'm gonna go bang Seraphina in the bedroom.
Just don't get burned.
No, I just want to say the situation we explained about Roland earlier. Yeah, that shit happened to Seraphina as well. We saw her.
You saw
and then we
you saw
found her.
Seraphina die down in the hold of the ship?
We saw her on fire in her bedroom, and she was speaking like a demon or some crap. I don't know. But we also found her in the galley. You guys can attest to this, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I found her in the galley.
Magnus, listen. Basically, she was floating in the air. The ship was not on fire. but it seemed like the flames she was controlling, and yes, Knobolas is correct. She did seem possessed. She spoke in a very deep, dark voice. Her eyes were lit up. I'm not sure what the hell's happening on this ship.
Have any members of the crew had any weird circumstances occur?
No circumstances. The two that you just brought up are the first I heard, but everybody's been having bad dreams. We talked about that earlier. This might just be the next step in that. Either way, it seems like something is I mean, I haven't seen any of this, but I have had the bad dreams. So if I take you at your word, I think there's something happening here. And again, I say you guys promised that you wouldn't bring any trouble to my ship, and this is just another instance. I'm starting very much to regret saving you from Erngor.
Now,
To be
hey,
fair,
the rats brought this on you.
Do you know how many people that we saved just getting out of here?
it's your people that are obviously affected by this, not us.
Listen, arguing will get us nowhere. I think we need to figure out what is in that creepy, crazy basement. Or hold basement.
Does anyone have?
I think we brought something onto the ship that's causing this, and by we I don't mean Snortimer soldiers. I mean everything that was brought onto the ship. Something was brought on that's causing this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Can I talk to Talia? Can I make my way over to Talia?
I think the Underdark snuck something onto the ship before we took off as it was attacking Ungor Zuak or whatever, wherever we were. Got it. Yeah, nailed it.
Ungor Zuak. Yeah. So actually,
But now I'm curious because Talia gave us wine. I can't. Bill, remind me. Did Roland drink the wine as well as Seraphina in that scene that he interrupted us?
I don't believe he did. He
Okay.
Regardless, I don't think that would be relevant. I just
was throwing it out there.
No, because I'm trying to think. I'm not.
Where you're going with that, though. I like where you're going with that.
I'm not 100% confident if he did or not, but I don't think that would matter.
Okay.
So, but good idea. So as you guys are discussing and kind of trying to make a plan, Alicia actually bursts through the door, and her eyes are really like bloodshot, and she's breathing heavily, and she's saying, I can't find Ragnar anywhere. Has anybody seen Ragnar?
Wait, my good friend, my buddy, my number one guy, Ragnar is missing?
He's missing. His armor's gone. His the balls system. I mean, I think he's wearing it because it's not in our room. His weapon is like. Have any of you seen him anywhere on the ship?
Where the hell could he go on a flying ship?
That's what I'm worried about.
I don't know. Don't worry. Wait 5 minutes and he'll show up as if nothing fucking happened.
I've been waiting waiting all morning. He's been gone for a couple of hours. At first, I thought he just went to use the restroom or go out on the deck, but I've been looking around for him, and I can't find him anywhere.
Check the basement.
Hold on.
Do you know if he went down to the bottom deck at all?
I don't know. He left early this morning, and I haven't seen him since.
Listen, we'll find him, but there's some really messed up stuff happening on the ship.
All right, guys, listen. I think we all Snortimer soldiers, maybe Seraphina. She's so good at magic, and whoever else wants to join. I think we all need to get to that bottom deck and find out what the hell's going on.
Would you like the? Sorry, thought you were done.
No, we need to go down there armed. We need to go out. We need to go down there armed. Who's the guy we think he's a clone? What's his name again?
Roland.
Roland, you could lead.
Has anybody seen any mushrooms? Like where they shouldn't be?
I haven't seen any mushrooms. No, I haven't seen any mushrooms.
Okay.
Mushrooms?
I think we should lock this Roland guy up, but if you guys insist on him coming with us, let's go.
I would be fine with him going down with us.
If you're gonna trust Seraphina, you gotta trust Roland too.
Yeah, you never know.
Like,
Roland could be the key to all this. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Did you take his weapons?
I have his sword right now, but if he's going to lead the way, I will give him his sword back, because I don't want him going down there unarmed. Just in case he is the real Roland, I would prefer not to get him eaten by a bunch of, rabid brain voles.
I didn't care either way, but okay.
All right.
Rabid brain voles.
All right.
I like
Matt, so I kind of go over to Magus. I'm like, what about you? Are you going to come with us and see what's going down on the ship, or you want to stay here?
That's a good question. Well, you answer me this question. You say that you guys are good fighters. Do you think that you can handle the situation, or would you like me to come with you?
Well, the thing that worries me is that whatever's happening on this ship is attacking our minds, and no one's safe from that. So if that doesn't scare you, then come with us. If you're afraid of your mind being maybe broken, then maybe stay back.
We should appoint someone to stay back here. Not one of us, obviously, but one of the NPCs to make sure you stay in
Who's
the galley.
his first mate?
All right, let's do this. We'll do buddy system. Talia, Alicia, go find Dr. Talia Everhart, and the three of you stay together. And then I will go upstairs with TaLin Windrider, and the rest of you go and look at the basement. So if Seraphina, do you want Roland to go? It sounds like you're unsure. We could lock him in his room if you'd like.
No, we bring the Roland.
Okay.
Come on, you hideous homunculus.
All right. So Magnus is going to go up to the top deck. Alicia and Talia are going to kind of hunker down in the doctor's room, and the rest of you can proceed to the bottom deck if that's what you'd like to do.
Let's do it.
Something's about to go down, everybody. I'm just saying.
All right.
Helen's walking and flipping through her Underdark book as you go along.
It's happening.
I'm doing my little prayers.
So, on your way down, let's see. So you all go down to the lower deck. I'm just dropping you over there. You should get pulled over here shortly. Certain doom. I like that. Okay. So, Snortimer soldiers, you find yourself in the hull of the ship. What did I call it earlier? The hold of the ship. Again, very dark down here. Those of you with dark vision, you're seeing kind of a grayscale. There's boxes. It's dusty. And at the moment, you don't see any movement.
Well, I'm definitely going to draw Pyroxis's Ember Edge.
Okay.
To have that. Both for light for our non-gifted eye fellow peoples.
All right. Excellent.
Non-gifted eye fellow people. Love it.
There you go. All right.
Folk. Other non-gendered terms.
People.
All right. So you pull your I'm trying to make it light up stuff. It's cool. Let's just do this. That looks fun. Okay. So Pyroxis comes out of its scabbard. It ignites, whoosh, and you hear in your head, "Yes, all right. What are we killing today?"
Woodchucks, I believe.
Woodchucks.
I believe they're evil rabid woodchucks.
I kind of look over. I'm like, dude, they're rats.
Evil woodchucks.
You summon Pyroxis for the likes of rats.
Oh, look, they don't. These are some.
They're really bad rats.
Metal rats. Trust me, buddy. Don't worry. This will be. These guys. They're scary. There's some scary rats.
So I have the dark vision, and Alessio's kind of has that thing, and he's just. I'm like, guys, there's something in here. We need to go forward here. There's something here.
Okay. So who's leading the way?
Acting normal.
Agnomeio has. Is that Agnomeio's fire sword that's emitting that light?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I like that. All right, Agnomeio, lead the way here. We need to find out what the hell's down here.
All right. So I'm going to I'll just move one square at a time. Let me know if anything happens.
No problem. So the group of you are wandering around the hold of the ship, and tell me what you're looking for. Other than just like a monster to jump in your face.
Well, that's the thing. We don't really know what we're looking for. We just know. I mean, it could be another rat. It could be
mushrooms.
Yeah, just
could be badgers.
Something down here is affecting the ship, and we need to find out what it is.
Sure. All right. So I'm looking.
Should we be opening boxes then as we go? If it is something that's like.
I kind of already did that.
I would say we peeked through them, right?
Did you open all of them?
Yeah, we kind of picked through the boxes. The only thing I found in one of the boxes was the actual rat. That was really it.
Right.
Everything else is supplies. So.
All right. So
So all the boxes have been.
Yeah, and also you see the big mounds of rocks. That's basically for the ship to rise quickly if it needs to. The rocks will dump out of the bottom of the ship, and it'll just rise to the top.
Ah, like ballast.
Exactly, ballast.
I'm trying to get Agnomeio is trying to get a very good look at the space over where near Roland, where he saw Roland fall.
Sure.
That's kind of my goal here. But I'm like, I don't.
It was right about there.
It's still pitch dark, even with Pyroxis. It's still pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pitch black. So I'm like, I'm being careful. I am still. This place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
So Pyroxis down here is essentially giving you the same kind of light that like a torch, really. So you've got about 20 feet that you can see pretty well, and then it kind of just goes into a mostly black.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you go over to where you saw Roland hit the ground, and you look, and actually Roland, he kind of comes up behind you, and he says, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
He's not being as boisterous right now.
This was where you bit the big one.
Peculiar.
Any signs of bloodstains or anything?
Make an investigation check. I'll make Agnomeio, not TaLin.
An 11.
So you look pretty closely at the ground, and not only are there no bloodstains, but there's a very slight layer of dirt, dust, that seems to be mostly undisturbed. You see a couple of footprints in it, but could have been from you, could have been from somebody else, but there's certainly no body-shaped clearing.
Out of character real quick, is this Roland over on the right hand? Is that actually there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, is that not there? Oh, damn. I was excited.
That's weird. Hit F5 to refresh your screen. It shouldn't be there. I deleted him earlier.
Oh, I thought
we were about to discover him. I was going to
Do you all see him?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that's weird.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I was like, oh, should I pretend not to?
Could I also do an Arcana check on this spot?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Ooh, smart.
25.
So you lean over and you kind of put your hand down on the deck, and you kind of close your eyes, and you see a faint glow, and you start to detect a very faint essence of illusion magic.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Someone has been playing trickeries on our minds.
I don't like this.
Who all did we bring down with us? Seraphina?
So right now it's Agnomeio, Alessio, Roland, Knobolas, TaLin, Booker, Seraphina, and Lil Grizz. This is why I screw up voices, by the way. There's like 8 of you down here.
Yeah.
This is a good crew.
So,
I kind of
Agnomeio, do you tell us out loud about detecting the illusion magic?
100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Seraphina.
And so then do we all turn and stare at Seraphina?
I kind of call the Seraphina and ask her if she senses anything.
Give me a moment. So she walks over, and she kind of looks. She says, "Agnomeio, so you sense illusion magic? Let me see what I can do."
Oh. Nobody was looking at her suspiciously, because that's what I'm doing.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Make a.
Well, not yet.
Okay. I mean, if you'd like to, you can make a perception. I feel like there was something. Yeah, perception.
Perception or insight?
Insight would be better. I knew there was something better than that. Thank you for the. Yeah. See, you'll make a good DM.
Look at that. I don't know. I'm so nervous. Okie doke. Oh, 24.
Okay. So you're looking at her. You see a bit of doubt in her expression, almost like she's trying to come up with something in her head. So she's kind of looking, and I'm just double checking what she has for skills. No. So, okay. So what she's going to do is she's going to lean back over, or she's going to lean down, and she's going to put her hand down, and she says, yes, I detect illusion magic as well coming from this spot. As a very faint, as if it hasn't, maybe it wasn't a strong spell, or it hasn't been here for a while. There's something had cast a spell here.
Can I look at Roland and kind of do the same kind of check that TaLin did to her?
Sure, but what are you looking for?
I just want to see if he's acting nervous, or I don't know. Like, this is literally the spot where we saw him.
Sure. Go ahead and roll insight.
So I'm
24 as well.
during this. I am going over to who's closest to me.
Well, just hold that thought for 1 sec. Let me resolve Knobolas' thing.
Okay.
All right. So with the 24, so you look at Roland, and it's very clear he's not acting like himself. The usual boisterous, like, ha ha ha. He's not doing that at all. He's kind of looking maybe a little scared, but more so than just like I lost a fight scared. Like he doesn't know why he's now the current center of attention of a dead body that looked like him. I think he's a little freaked out.
But not like a nervous sweat, more like this is really freaky.
It's more like this is really freaky.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
All right, go ahead, TaLin.
So TaLin goes over to Agnomeio to whisper, like he's detecting illusion magic, and the sorcerer, I think she
Sorceress,
is,
yep.
that is on board, you know, who would be the most likely person to perform that magic, is here with us. Like, should we be suspicious of her? And I think, like, could there be some kind of reason for her to be covering things up or having pretended things happen that didn't happen?
Oh, undoubtedly.
She oh, sorry.
I do want to do a full sweep of the galley. To
the hold.
I mean,
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Roland was over there. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want to make sure we don't have any stowaways, any more unexpected guests.
Sure.
Yeah.
So are the rest of you joining him on this search, or is it just him?
Yes.
I'd like to get closer to Seraphina, but go ahead.
At this point,
Of course you do.
I think if you're going to try to do that, I think that if everybody else is going to start looking around, I think you could probably try to get a quick minute alone with her.
Okay.
But as you try to do that, though, Knobolas, I'm going to go solo with you for a sec. All right, just confirming nobody else but Knobolas can hear me. Okay, cool. So Knobolas, you hear a voice in your head. So you hear a voice in your head. It's this deep kind of guttural voice, like. Hold on, I gotta tell him to shut up. Shut up.
You're really contrasting with everything he's saying to do.
I know. It's
Sorry.
good. Yeah. All right. So, okay. You hear a voice in your head. God damn it. All right. I'm
here.
him.
I hear you, Bill. I hear you.
All right. Let's compose. Look at him. He's cracking up. Okay. So you hear a voice in your head. It's this guttural, deep thing. And you hear a voice says, Knobolas weaves his eldritch tale. Shadows dance and whispers sail. And then it's silent. All right. Thanks,
And there's
Jason.
no, like, source
really
for that?
good mood killer. No, it's no, that was completely in your head. Okay.
I thought nobody could hear me. Sorry.
That's okay. So when I go solo, none of you can hear me, but the audience can hear all of you. So if I think so, if I don't know, like I don't know if you guys could hear Knobolas, but I think it's just him and I talking alone, and then the audience can hear all of you. So it's like a good way to whisper, but let the audience hear it. Anyway, all right.
I wish I could have focused on what was said, but
I'll tell you one more time. Hold on. All
okay.
right.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I won't say anything. Go.
Knobolas weaves his eldritch tale. Shadows dance and whispers sail. Okay. All right. So all of you are searching around in the boxes. I'd like anybody searching to make an investigation check for me. And while you're all doing that, Knobolas, why don't you tell me what you want to accomplish with Seraphina here? Preferably not in detail. Yeah. So she's going over to investigate this box, and you just kind of tag along with her. So you guys
I
are.
Want to grab her arm. I'd grab her arm and say, Seraphina, I know something's going on, and I know that. I don't know if you can trust me yet, but I trust you fully. Please tell me what you know.
I'm not sure what you mean, Knobolas. I think I know what you mean.
You remember what we discussed last time we were together, right?
Bill doesn't. What did you discuss last time?
It was encouraging her.
I was drunk.
That was just like you basically told her to trust in somebody. Yes. Okay. Sorry. I was trying to remember if you had actually mentioned anybody by name.
Yeah. No, I had. I just want to.
Okay.
I want to say, like, I sense that there's a struggle, like a turmoil, like it's not quite fully. You're not fully getting it, or something's pulling you away from what we talked about. What is it? How can I help?
So you see Seraphina, she's looking at you pretty intensely for a minute. And then you see her she turns her head to the left and then right. And she says, "Did you hear that?" You didn't hear anything.
I didn't.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Are you in my head, Knobolas?
Seraphina, I heard nothing. What are you hearing? Let me help you. Please be honest with me.
I heard a voice say that it was like a deep kind of guttural voice, and it essentially told me that they all know.
They all know what? They know something of yours? It's just voices. You don't have to trust that. Listen.
Never trust the voices.
There's some weird shit happening on this ship. We're all hearing and seeing things. You just have to believe and trust us. We know how to get out of this situation. You have to be with us. Whatever we saw in your room, I don't believe that was you. I believe there's someone else pulling you away, but I want you to stay with us and stay on our side. Can I trust you, Seraphina?
I don't know if you can trust me because I don't know if I can trust you. I'm not sure about you all yet, but we'll talk soon, I think. And then she kind of starts wandering back actually over towards you, Alessio, and looking in the crate that you're in. And she says, did you find anything over here, Alessio? Now, Alessio, with your 7 that you rolled, you have not found anything. Just a lot of...
I totally figured that out.
Yeah. So you've kind of found like some just dusty old things. Actually, you most of the boxes that you looked in were completely empty. However, Agnomeio, you actually, with your natural 20 that you rolled for 23, you find yourself at this ballast box up towards the port side of the ship, and you notice that the little lever that drops the ballast, it seems to have been tampered with a little bit, as if somebody was trying to pull the lever but couldn't for whatever reason.
Okay. Is there... So it's like jammed or something like that?
It's more like there's a couple of little... They don't want these things to just go dump by themselves, so there's a couple of latches that need to happen, and it's almost as if whatever was fiddling with this wasn't dexterous enough, or maybe their hands were too big, or their hands weren't small enough. Like they couldn't manipulate the different mechanisms to drop this.
Got it. Okay. All right, so we got some gremlins with their diabolical sabotage.
Sorry.
What is there anything in that area in terms of, like, you mentioned there was dust and dirt before when I touched the deck. Any footprints, scuff marks, stuff like that?
Sure. With your 23, you actually make your way over to TaLin, who ended up rolling a 16 as well. So she managed to find that there were a couple of scratch marks in the floor. Now, Alessio, these would look familiar to you. They're basically long claw marks. At this point, with the 23, the 16, and looking at it multiple times, you guys have determined that these are claw marks, and they're likely not from a rat, or at least not a normal-sized rat.
Got it.
Guys, I'm telling you, it's fucking Vutha. Vutha's back.
Fucking Vutha. Where's the moon at? What phase is the moon in?
What phase?
I
So
think Vutha only comes at full moon.
that's a good question. So Vutha had appeared to you only a couple of days ago. So as far as what you understand from what you read, it should be at least another couple weeks before Vutha might have the option of coming back.
Oh.
Okay.
Assuming what you read
be
was
good.
true. And assuming that Vutha
Also,
follows the
Vutha's got
rules.
really gross toenails. If like these are marks by Vutha, like that's nasty. Clip your toenails.
How many scratches are the marks? Is it
So
3,
is it like 3,
4?
5?
What are we looking at?
There's 3, but then there seems to be another one, like a fourth one kind of off to the side. So think of it like 3 toes with like a thumb. Hard to do.
Right.
Gotcha.
No. Just, yeah.
Are
But
we
the
dealing with a dragonborn?
that would
Are you googling like 3 clawed things?
so from what you know of Dragonborn, that would fit. That would fit.
I'm just saying we're in the air. I mean, I don't know if something infiltrated our ship.
Can they fuck with our psyches?
I don't know if dragonborns can do that.
If they've got the magic.
I've got the
Be
magic.
a mind flayer?
Real quick, DM, I kind of go over to Seraphina and I kind of get close to her. I think she's kind of digging me, to be honest. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Sure.
I go,
Send him
Seraphina,
Magnus.
Seraphina, I hear things on this ship, voices. Do you hear the same? I don't think anyone else is hearing these as I am.
And she kind of looks around and she says, "Are you all in this together? Are you trying to make me think that I'm going crazy? It's common with sorcerers. This is a very unkind thing to do to a sorceress."
No, look at me, Seraphina. I'm not kidding around. I really don't have that much of a personality. Look at me. I dress in black all day.
I listen to Dashboard Confessional.
I have
Got long bangs.
I have the
Tonight
cure.
will be the night.
I have the Cure on repeat, and I watch The Crow 24/7.
Oh, that's a better pull.
Yes.
I prefer the goth to the emo, so that's
Yeah.
all right. Anyway, so she says, I'm unsure what I've been hearing. It's been little bits and pieces, but this happens sometimes to me. Like, it's not the first time I'm hearing voices.
This is the first time it's happening to me, and I don't get scared by many things, but this is freaking me out.
Well, and then you feel a hand on your shoulder from behind you, Alessio.
Oh fuck!
It grabs your shoulder.
Oh boy.
And I turn around and I go, huh?
And you see a little spectral hand holding onto your shoulder. And as you turn back around, you see Seraphina. She's kind of got her hand up, and she just kind of laughs. And she says, you guys are fucking with me, so I'm going to fuck back with you.
All right.
Yeah, all right. I like this banter. So I kind of look back at it. I kind of like that. I also have a mage hand.
Well, good. I think maybe we could learn something from each other then. That's fine.
Yeah, maybe maybe one day we could
Okay.
combine our mage hands together and see what happens.
Holding mage hands.
We'll
Like a
hold-
walk in the park.
We'll
holding
hold
mage
mage hands.
Yeah, we're not even holding hands. We just walk down and we just hold our mage hands together. I mean, that's amazing.
So cute.
Maybe
It's so COVID friendly too. I love it.
Maybe we could have a conversation later, Alessio. And you see her. She actually. So Knobolas, are you still looking in that box?
Knobolas still in the box.
Sorry.
What box? What
So
box?
you were looking in a box.
He's
with
looking at somebody's box.
It's reached that point of the night. All right, so Knobolas, you were looking in this box with Seraphina, and after she finished talking with you and she kind of walked away, what would you have been doing?
Oh yeah, I totally would have been checking out that box.
You would have been all right. So I mean, you look inside. There's nothing in there. I'm more questioning if you're just kind of standing there or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed by that interaction, but I'm not going to press any further right now. I think this is not the place and time for it.
Okay, so at this point, Alessio, you watch Seraphina. She kind of wanders around this side of the box, and she looks at you, and she ducks, and then she doesn't come back.
Uh-oh.
Did he see that?
You definitely saw it, Alessio. Knobolas, I make a perception check, Knobolas, because you wouldn't necessarily have been looking over there.
Oh yeah, I'm still like keeping an eye on her.
So you're just staring at the back of her head while
She
she's talking?
ducks but doesn't come back. What does that mean?
She ducks, and Alessio, like she ducks behind the box, but she never kind of comes back up from behind the box.
Comes back up. Okay.
Yeah. So Knobolas, you would have seen this as well.
Catch the behind the
So
box.
basically, as soon as she leaves both of your sight, she's essentially gone.
All right, so I kind of just run behind the box and see that she's not there at all.
Correct.
And Knobolas is gonna come up just to make sure it doesn't sneak out this way and just make sure.
All right, so I say to Knobolas, we should go back. Let's go up to her room. She might be in there on fire again.
I feel like she knows something's going on, and I'm worried about this Roland clone to do some same stuff.
We don't especially know if he's a clone yet, do we?
I mean, we saw him literally die, but okay.
Well, it's likely he's not, because the illusion magic was at the point where he died.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want dead.
So
okay, fine. Let's go.
You see, so you guys see Seraphina kind of comes from the bottom right of the ship, kind of to the south of you and Agnomeio, and she's like, "Did anybody find anything?"
No.
No, we have not. We've pretty much exhaustively checked out the boat at this point, right?
Yeah, and I honestly thought something was gonna kind of come out by this point, but looks like it's not happening.
Alessio, you're just gonna act like what just happened didn't happen? Okay, fine. Guys, Seraphina just disappeared and reappeared.
What are you talking about? I've been
she
over
was
here.
back here with us, and she's just reappeared. I don't trust her. That's not Seraphina.
I have been over here this whole time.
I'm just. Yeah. Agnomeio just backs away. No.
Does she reappear in the same spot?
No. So she. This is a little tough for people listening, so I'll just kind of tell you. So she was in the kind of the aft port side of this hull area, and then she went behind one of the boxes. She completely disappeared, and now she reappeared towards the front starboard side of the ship. But
did you see her over there with you, like the past 30 seconds?
Well,
sorry, I'm still figuring out my aft and my port and my starboard.
Right. I just
love that you said this is difficult for people listening, but they're all pirates and obviously know what these terms mean.
It's super easy. Ready? So
this is gonna help.
Here's how you remember it. Port has 4 letters. So does the word left. So left is port.
Yeah.
Aft is back. Bow is
that
back.
I do remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Only because of a book I just finished reading.
I just know where the poop deck is.
The poop deck is actually above the captain's quarters in the back of the boat. Yep. Yeah. I only know that from the research I had to do for the Mighty Maiden.
Is it because the plants poop on it? The birds poop on it?
I have no idea. All right, so back to the game. So as far as Alessio and Knobolas, you guys were the only ones that would have seen Seraphina disappear. And for the rest of you, I don't know that you would have been keeping any particular eye on her. As far as everybody but Alessio and Knobolas, she could have been in the front starboard of the ship. And for what you know...
So an Arcana check would tell us if magic had just occurred.
Good call.
With that...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got to be fresh now.
Yeah,
right. So that would be super fresh.
Who's good at Arcana?
I have a +5.
I got a +2. 7. I'm weirdly good at
Oh,
Arcana.
yeah, do it.
Agnomeio, check it. Check that.
I'm just gonna like come up to her and just be like.
Right?
I mean, we're on a ship. I don't necessarily shower every day. You don't have to make it so apparent. I'm sorry.
Shush.
So, roll Arcana.
Nice.
There is no sense of illusion magic or any other magic on her other than evocation, which is pretty much just constantly coming from her. So there doesn't seem to be anything weird with her.
Okay, guys, she's clean. She's clean. Someone must have cast it on you though.
Wait.
While you were down here.
Can you come sniff Roland over here?
Okay.
I like this. Your nose has evolved so perfectly to
Very
sniff.
impressive.
Yes.
Sniff
All right, go ahead and make a. So Roland has been kind of
not
hanging
quite as
back.
good. 13.
So Roland's still looking pretty melancholy. He's like something. He's just not himself. He's a little freaked out with this whole situation. But as far as Arcana goes, there's nothing coming from him either.
Okay.
With that previous 25 that you had rolled, though, I would say that you definitely detect something towards the port side of the ship, basically back where Knobolas and Alessio had been.
Okay.
And you go up there.
My nose.
Yeah, and you go up there,
I can smell magic for some reason. That's the backstory. I was never trained in magic. I can just smell it.
I like it. So you, I'm trying to see. There was something I wanted to see. Sorry. Oh, whatever. There's specifically purple. So you look and you see like a small purple circling, magical like force. It almost looks like a whirlwind of magic, and it's there and it's gone, and you know that this is illusion magic. Like the illusion magic tends to show up as purple when you actually visually see it.
Okay.
And you're only seeing that due to your 25.
All right. Well, I think we need to figure out who all the magic casters are on board.
Yeah.
Because we need to know everybody who could be doing this.
Is Magnus did not come with us, right?
No.
Magnus did not come. Nope.
I think.
So should we go ask him? I imagine he knows his crew and what they can do.
I think we need to get above decks and start working through who could be behind all this.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Roland kind of steps in with this conversation and he says, well, I'm the only one here who doesn't have any magic whatsoever. I just have my sword. Well, I had my sword. Agnomeio, I'd like to get that back at some point. Oh, you did give it back. You did give. I'm sorry. That's too bad. That would have been funny. So, but it's still in his scabbard. He actually doesn't have it out. And he says, I'm the only one here who doesn't have any sense of magic. Although, except for you, Agnomeio, as well, I suppose.
Yeah, everyone else on board, all the crew have the ability.
Thalia.
Oh, the whole crew.
TaLin.
Yeah.
Actually, let me take a look. So, TaLin. He says TaLin Windrider. He's got some healing magic. Obviously, Seraphina. Talia Ravensong. She doesn't have any. She's the cook. She doesn't have any sort of magic. Myself, Dr. Talia Everhart, she has some healing magic. Milo Underfoot, he is also not a magic user. So Talia, Milo, he says, Turf is a magic user. Alaric, he does not have any. And the Druid Elowin, she does. And Felicity Gearspark does as well. So basically the people who do not is Talia Everett Ravensong, the cook. We have Milo Underfoot the gunner. and then Roland Stormwind.
Okay, so those are
What about Alessia? Do we know about Ragnar's wife? The chick who was looking for her husband earlier?
I don't know about Alicia. I'm not sure if she has any magic or not.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
she was like queen of the Goldbeards or something, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that role would have been.
So
like,
I feel if
dwarfs
she
might
had
know,
magic, she
Jenna.
would have done something about her husband sooner.
her husband's
he
disappearance.
had magic too.
No, just, I mean, you guys were there. You saw that he was so
Yeah,
obvious.
but he disappeared. She's saying he disappeared, if she was trying to cover something up and she had magic, maybe she's trying to mess with all of us with her magic.
You think the queen?
It's always the spouse. I never trust a spouse.
No, the queen has taken the king. Checkmate.
Huh?
Listen. You guys saw that man was so corrupt. You saw his books, fornication.
Hey, I mean,
adultery.
I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying she best not be messing with our heads and making us hallucinate to cover her track.
What do you mean blaming her? What do you know of Alicia? Says Roland.
Don't worry about
because
it.
we're already just randomly accusing her of bullshit just because I'm suspecting her of magic. She was saying her husband was messing earlier, so I'm like, what if she was involved? And what if...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just say, what if she was involved, and what if she's trying to use her magic and hallucinations to distract us all?
I will say, we did invite everyone to come down here, and the only one that turned down coming down here was Magnus Stormrider. Just a little piece of info there.
All right.
Oh, this is making me crazy.
I think we need to start investigating the crew one by one. I think
I'd like to investigate Seraphina.
Yeah.
Do we just like go talk to them and roll an Arcana check, in order to do that?
We'll talk about that next week. So, just so I kind of know for next, we're gonna probably end about here unless there's something last minute that anybody would like to do. All right. So your intent is basically to maybe head back upstairs and then find a way to interview each person.
Yep.
I also want to check the plant level for mushrooms.
Good call.
Why are you still obsessed with mushrooms?
Because the mushrooms are
because it's in the Underdark book, and they can cause.
So
I just realized you've been asking about mushrooms in every step of this. She's like, "What about mushrooms?"
I'm like, because it's the only thing that adds up in my Underdark book.
Yeah, no.
Mushrooms and Underdark connect. I think that could be a connection.
Yeah.
So
what if one of these magic users got Underdarked, and now they're messing with us?
I'm telling you,
you could easily hide mushrooms on the plant deck.
Mark my words. Before this ship took off, the Underdark did something to the ship, or something got on the ship. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So TaLin, just as kind of our last little thing. So on your way up, you say, "Hey, I'm gonna check out the plants real quick. Make sure there's no mushrooms."
Check this off the list.
Booker transforms into a truffle finding hound, and
he's so good at this,
much like a pig, and actually channeling Snortimer.
Rude.
So I'd like you to make an investigation check. You're gonna kind of look around at all of these plants and see if there are any mushrooms hiding in this area.
Oh, I hope I don't have to risky whiskey. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna risky whiskey. Oh God.
Yeah, last roll of the night. Why not?
Let's do it. I'm risky whiskeying Stag Jr.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you want to take like a little sip, I'll forgive it.
No.
Oh, too late.
You went for it.
Oof.
Now
yeah.
you tell me.
What's that, like 120? 127?
No, 130 proof.
Ooh, yay.
Um.
All right, I'm gonna give you advantage on this roll for the 130.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What am I rolling?
So
Investigation.
So
Thank
actually, time out. You can roll either. All right. Sorry. Is your investigation or your nature higher?
They're both plus ones.
They're both. Okay, so that wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Okay, so with a 13,
it would have came out the same.
So you look around. You're looking at these little plants for a while. I love you drinking water. That was hot, huh? That's great. So
that was just a lot at once.
So you're looking at these plants, and you and Booker, and then you hear Booker bark a couple times over here, and you kind of come check it out, and you notice that there are little bites taken out of a couple of these plants. You can very clearly see the teeth marks that have been left in the orbs, almost as if somebody had bit into like a grapefruit. Some of the orbs just have these like chomps through them, and that's what you're able to determine with a 13.
Okay.
Oh shit.
All right,
okay.
And that's
so
where
it's not
we're gonna,
mushrooms.
That's where we're gonna end tonight.
All right,
cool. So bites out of the plants. All right, everybody. Well, I want to thank my awesome players here, Adriana, Clifton, Jason, and Ed. I almost called you all your player names. Thank you guys all for playing. This is a different take on how we normally go. We don't just beat shit. So hopefully you're enjoying it. And again, thanking everybody that is a patron and any future members. And Flag Hill for offering the sample for us all tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Nice work, Flag Hill. Good stuff, man.
Also, Flag Hill for sending whiskey under the name Distillery to Utah and getting away with it.
Yeah, well done.
Props.
Maybe don't do that
I
next
was
time.
like, what?
I'll have to let them know, actually.
Maybe
That's
don't do
probably
it.
worth telling them.
Listen, I just think the funniest part was like none of us knew where this came from. We were all trying to like mystery. I don't know if we did we say that during the stream? We said
No,
that
I think it was before the
No,
stream. Yeah.
before the stream.
Yeah. I was like,
We all
hey,
found out.
do all of you guys, actually it was Ed that was like, he's like, are we drinking this tonight? And I was like, you have it? I just hadn't heard anything. He's like, I didn't know who sent it. And then everybody else had the same opinion. So apparently I forgot to tell
Like,
anybody it was
what? How
coming.
did they get my address? What the heck?
I kept debating, should I start sending out messages to people and be like, did you give my
I was
address
just
to
gonna review it on a live
somebody?
stream. I'm like, I guess someone just got my PR address. Like whatever.
Well, sometimes Bill sends out whiskeys. So
Yay.
yay.
It's nice.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
watching, y'all.
Thank you, everybody in the chat. And I hope you all have a great rest of your week. And we will be playing next week on the 11th. So we'll see you all there. All right. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.